It's Friday, September 5th, 2025, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President Trump took European leaders to task for their nation's purchases of Russian oil. Jeff Murdoch reports Trump spoke to the European leaders gathered in Paris with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky via a video call from the White House. He urged the U.S. allies to stop buying oil and also to put pressure on China, which has emerged as one of the largest purchasers of fossil fuels from Russia, in an attempt to end Russia's war with Ukraine. European nations purchased $25.5 billion worth of Russian oil and natural gas last year, even as European leaders condemn the war and impose sanctions. A 3-hour hearing between senators and Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. devolved into multiple screaming matches as he fended off accusations about changes he's made to vaccines, healthcare policy, and leadership. Susan Ferricchio reports Democrats on the Senate Finance Committee, led by Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, called on Kennedy to resign. Kennedy accused veteran lawmakers of doing nothing to stop the decline of the health of children who've become dramatically more obese and ill. In June, Kennedy fired the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's longstanding Vaccine Advisory Committee. He reconstituted it with a hand-picked group of scientists and doctors, among them vaccine skeptics. The House Freedom Caucus is putting the finishing touches on a proposal to freeze government funding levels for another year. Lindsay McPherson reports annual discretionary spending has totaled $1.6 trillion since 2024, which was kept in place by Congress for this year. The Freedom Caucus wants to do the same for fiscal year 2026, which begins October 1st, to prevent funding increases that Democrats are demanding. Congress must enact a government funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. The Washington Commanders took the NFL by surprise last year with an unexpected run to the NFC Championship and won't sneak up on anyone this season. Liam Griffin reports head coach Dan Quinn's team will be talk show fodder throughout the upcoming campaign, with second-year quarterback Jaden Daniels as the centerpiece. With expectations come stakes for Daniels and Quinn. Struggles from the QB could be written off as a sophomore slump or raise questions about whether his sensational rookie season was a flash in the pan. The Commanders began the year at home on Sunday against the New York Giants. The number of full-time in-office federal government employees has tripled over the past 6 months. Stephen Dinan reports data compiled by Gallup shows that 46% of federal employees were working on site as of the second quarter of this year. That's up from 17% in late 2024 and more than double the national average for all workers of 24%. The big change has been hybrid workers, those who spend some time in the office and some time at home. They comprised 61% of the federal workforce last year, but now are just 28%. The rest are fully remote. And finally, an Italian boy who died of leukemia in 2006 will become the first Catholic saint of the millennial generation. Eric Lyman reports Carlo Acutis, who died at age 15, learned computer code to build websites to spread his faith. After his death, his story spread. A website he designed to catalog Eucharistic miracles and multiple languages began to draw worldwide attention from young Catholics. He will be elevated to sainthood this weekend in a ceremony led by Pope Leo in St. Peter's Square. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.